8 Things You Should Never Say to a Sigma Male. Hello, and welcome to our channel. Today's topic is frequently overlooked in mainstream society. Sigma males. Sigma males are self-sufficient, independent individuals who do not conform to traditional societal expectations. However, this independence comes with stereotypes and misconceptions that can be hurtful and dismissive of their individuality. This video will discuss 8 things you should never say to a Sigma male. This video is for you if you are a Sigma male or want to understand and appreciate these unique individuals. So, keep an eye out and let's get started. You're a little too quiet/introverted. Saying to a Sigma male, "You're too quiet/introverted," can be insulting and dismissive of their personality traits. Sigma males are self-sufficient and independent and may not feel the need to socialize or speak up in group settings constantly. Rather than being the center of attention, they may prefer to observe and analyze situations before speaking or acting. Being introverted or quiet does not make someone less valuable or inferior. Sigma males likely have distinct talents and strengths that are not immediately apparent and should be respected for their uniqueness. Instead of judging or criticizing a Sigma male for being quiet or introverted, try to understand and appreciate their unique point of view. Allow them the space and time to speak or act when they are ready, and recognize their valuable contributions. It's also worth noting that the terms introverted and extroverted are not mutually exclusive, and that people can have varying degrees of both traits, which can change over time. You're not a genuine man. Telling a Sigma male, "You're not a real man," is incorrect and insulting to their individuality. Sigma males frequently defy traditional gender roles and societal masculinity expectations. They are typically self-sufficient and independent, with distinct perspectives and modes of expression. Being a real man is highly subjective and varies significantly across cultures and individuals. It is critical to understand that masculinity is not a one-size-fits-all concept, and that individuals should be respected for their distinct traits and characteristics. "You're not a real man," for example, implies that a person must have specific characteristics or behaviors to be considered a real man, and that deviation from these expectations is unacceptable. This can be hurtful and dismissive of a person's identity and uniqueness. You should be more assertive. Telling a Sigma male, "You should be more alpha," is ineffective and will almost certainly be met with resistance. Sigma males are self-sufficient and independent, and frequently do not conform to traditional societal expectations of dominance and power within a group. They may not be interested in gaining control or leading others. The term alpha is frequently associated with traditional ideas of masculinity and leadership, implying that a person must possess specific characteristics or behaviors to be considered an alpha or a leader. This can be hurtful and dismissive of a person's identity and uniqueness. Sigma males may have unique strengths and talents that do not fit with traditional notions of being an alpha. "How come you don't have more friends? Why don't you have more friends?" implies that something is wrong with their current social situation, which can disrespect their personality and choices. Sigma males are self-sufficient and independent, and may not feel the need to have a large social circle. They may prefer a smaller circle of close friends or family members, or to be alone. It's important to remember that not everyone has the exact social needs or desires, and that having many friends does not always make someone happier or better off. People have various personalities and ways of connecting with others, and respecting and accepting their choices is critical. "Why don't you have more friends?" can be hurtful and dismissive of a person's identity and uniqueness. It implies that a person must have a certain number of friends to be considered normal or happy, and that deviation from these expectations is unacceptable. "You don't have enough ambition. You're not ambitious enough," you say to a Sigma male, dismissing their unique goals and motivations. Sigma males have a strong sense of purpose and prioritize achieving their own goals over conforming to societal success expectations. They may not seek traditional forms of success, such as wealth or status, but they may have other plans and interests that are important to them. It's important to remember that ambition is a highly personal and subjective trait, and what one person considers ambitious may not be regarded as ambitious by another. "You're not ambitious enough," for example, implies that there is a certain level of ambition required to be considered normal or successful, and that deviation from these expectations is unacceptable. Instead of forcing someone to conform to a preconceived notion of what it means to be ambitious, it's essential to respect and accept people for who they are, regardless of how they conform or do not conform to societal expectation. It's also important to remember that ambition isn't the only success metric, and everyone has different priorities and values. Everyone's unique goals and aspirations should be respected and valued, and everyone should be encouraged to pursue them in their way. You're not in charge. You're not a leader, you say to a Sigma male, dismissing their unique strengths and contributions. Sigma males may not want to lead others. Instead, they may be content with leading themselves. They may prefer to work alone and not feel the need to lead a group or a situation. They may not conform to traditional leadership concepts and may have their distinct style of guiding and inspiring others. It is critical to remember that leadership is a highly personal and subjective trait, and that there are numerous approaches to leading and guiding others. You're not a leader, for example, implies that a person must have specific characteristics or behaviors to be considered a leader, and that deviation from these expectations is unacceptable. It's also important to remember that only some are cut out to be a leader, and that everyone has unique strengths and talents. Everyone's outstanding contributions and abilities should be respected, valued, and encouraged to use them uniquely. You're far too self-sufficient. Telling a Sigma male, "You're too independent," is an attempt to limit their autonomy that will almost certainly be met with resistance. Sigma males value their independence and are unlikely to want to be controlled or micromanaged. They are typically self-sufficient, preferring to make decisions and chart their life course. It is critical to remember that independence is a strength and a valuable characteristic. "You're too independent," for example, implies that a certain level of dependence is required for a person to be considered normal or desirable, and that deviation from these expectations is unacceptable. Instead of attempting to limit someone's autonomy or independence, it's critical to respect. It accepts people for who they are, regardless of how they conform or do not conform to societal expectations. It's also important to remember that independence does not imply isolation, and that independent people can maintain solid connections and relationships. Everyone should be respected and valued for their choices and ways of life. You don't work well with others. You're not a team player, you say to a Sigma male, dismissing their unique strengths and contributions. Sigma males may resist following others' lead or conforming to group dynamics. They prefer to work independently and feel free to conform to group expectations. They may have their teamwork approach and need to fit into traditional roles or expectations. It is critical to remember that team dynamics are complex and that everyone has unique strengths and weaknesses. "You're not a team player," for example, implies that a person must possess a specific set of characteristics or behaviors to be considered a good team player, and that deviation from these expectations are unacceptable. It's also important to remember that only some are designed to fit into traditional roles or expectations, and that everyone has unique strengths and talents. Everyone's outstanding contributions and abilities should be respected and valued, and they should be encouraged to use them uniquely. It is critical to remember that each individual, including Sigma males, is unique and should be respected for their unique traits and characteristics. Avoid making assumptions or judgments based on stereotypes, and try understanding and appreciating the characteristics that define them. So there you have it. You should never say the 8 things to a Sigma male. Keep in mind that Sigma males are individuals who do not conform to traditional societal expectations. They have skills and abilities and should be respected and valued for who they are. It is critical to remember that everyone has their way of expressing themselves and their masculinity, which should be respected and loved. Make no assumptions or judgments based on stereotypes. Try to understand and appreciate the characteristics that define them. We hope this video has helped you better understand and appreciate Sigma males. This is it, everyone. So, what do you think? Leave a comment and let us know. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you still need to. Also, put on the notifications because the following video is going to be a great one.